I would look at different designs and try to see like, how can I combine like two different niches, or maybe I can change different like words or ideas to make something funnier or to make something better than some of the other ones that are already out there that maybe have potential. And maybe how can I make the design better too, and maybe change a couple of words in the slogan, and things just kind of, you have to do a lot of testing.
What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Hello, everybody listening on iTunes. Steve here, Raiken Profit. Welcome back to episode number 33 of the Raiken Profit Show. Today we have my main man, Glen Zubia of Hustler Hacks and the Merch Minds podcast. Today we're going to be talking about Merch by Amazon, which is a really cool program that Amazon offers you. And it's just a great way to be able to make passive income and to essentially add another income stream to your online business. So we're going to discuss what Merch by Amazon is, how you can get started, and to kind of build some context, Glen's been selling on Merch by Amazon for about 1 year and 10 months, and he's done about $102,000. So, you know, he was definitely one of the first people to get into it, but there's still tons of opportunities with Merch by Amazon. So we're going to jump into that. But Glen, welcome to the show, man. El Paso, right? El Paso?
Yes, sir.
In the house?
Yes, sir.
How are you,
Thanks for having me on the show. When did you come by to El Paso? It's been a while.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Probably about a year and a half ago. I remember I was at like this cool little like hotel suite, like in the middle of the desert, and you rolled up, man, in your awesome car, and it was a lot of fun. I remember we went to like some pawn shops and thrift stores. I don't know where we went, but we had fun.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So since then, man, you got married, right? You moved into a new place. You've had a lot of changes going on over the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, I got married. That was like about a year. Yeah, a little bit over a year ago. Bought a house, and then of course merch and YouTube and balancing all these different things. So it's been cool.
Yeah, you're one of the guys who, you're very similar to me. You do a lot of different things. You've kind of got like a constant balancing act going on. So why don't you share with everybody your story, how you got started, and then bring them maybe fast forward to all the different things that you're doing in your online business now, including Merch by Amazon.
All right, cool. I just, I started on eBay. I signed up, I think, year 2000. I think I was like, what, 14 years old? Probably shouldn't even have an eBay account. But I got it, and I was just like interested in like sports cards. Me and my cousin, nonstop, that kind of niche. I would sell a little bit. But then in high school, I started to buy like those McFarlane figures, sports figures, and then I would repaint them into like other players. And so then I would sell them as like custom painted and things like that. So the first one sold for like $140 or $160 or something. And I was like, I really just want to do this. And I just liked it a lot. But then I was also like going to college and doing the basics, and eventually went into graphic design. And yeah, I got a full-time job. And then I moved up to a marketing coordinator, and I just had like a bunch of student loans. So student loans, car payment, credit cards, all this stuff just started adding up over like 50,000. And me and another friend started going to garage sales and all that, trying to see like how we could start making some extra money. Started doing thrifting, garage sales, going to also other stores like Ross and all these. So adding a bunch of pawn shops, adding a bunch of stuff, trying to resell on eBay. And then eventually I paid off the student loans, and that's where I made the channel Hustler Hacks for YouTube, and try to give back and try to teach people on how to make money, and eventually they could pay off those loans, because it really like starts to wear and tear you down, like in debt, wondering what to do.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So you ended up paying all those loans off, and you were selling on eBay, obviously, and you moved into Amazon. What are all the different income streams that you are now a part of?
Oh yeah. So during that time
to name them all.
So during that time, it was just like eBay, and actually it was just like eBay and whatever my full-time job was at the time. And then when I quit that, then it was like eBay, and then I worked a little bit with my parents' family business. So then I was doing kind of like half and half. And then that ended up being like slowly going away more and more. eBay, then into FBA, and then I let go of FBA once merch came around. So at this point, it's like a little bit family business, eBay, merch, some merch coaching, YouTube, a little bit of FBA. I'm still shipping out some stuff. I try to do at least like once every 2 weeks or so. And I started getting into like Etsy and Printful. So I have that a little bit that comes in. And I think I thought I was forgetting something, but that's pretty much most of them.
I had a phone call with a friend in the green room the other day. He's a local guy. He doesn't live too far from me, but he just joined the green room and he hit me up and he's like, "Hey man, do you mind if, we talk on the phone? Because I really want to start private labeling. I want to start merch. I want to start eBay. I want to start my YouTube channel. I want to start a blog." And he goes, "I want to do all these things." And I said, "Oh my God, I got to take this guy's call because he's brand new and he wants to start a million different things." He sees someone like myself or someone like you, Glen. And it's not that we're anything special, but we've got, it's taken us time to get to where we are. But, there's a lot of people who might be listening to this, Glen, and thinking, I want to build multiple income streams for somebody who maybe they're coming from, school, or they're coming from, working a full-time job and they want to transition to starting to make money online. What advice would you have in terms of like being able to build up multiple income streams? Do you have to start with one thing, or do you just jump into like 10 things and see what works best, and then you just kind of go from there?
I'd probably say like do your research on each of them first to get like a background, like what is merch? What would I have to do for eBay? Like, and which one do you actually like? And try to figure that out. Like, can I really design t-shirts? Is that something I really want to do?
Right.
Do I really want to go thrifting and try to find stuff? Do I want to create my own product, like private label? I think private label is probably the hardest out of all of them that you really wanted to do, but you have to really do your research on each. A lot of content on YouTube, free stuff. You can kind of see what's out there. And then I would jump into one and try to master that one first before you start getting into all this other stuff. And if you want to make money, YouTube and blog and all that are probably going to be your last options, because you're not going to make huge money until like maybe we're building up a huge fan base, but that's going to take, years to really, really build that up. So you'd have to go for something that could probably make you money sooner than later.
Yeah, I think there's certain things like a blog and a YouTube channel that you kind of do it on the side while you're building your other businesses, because then you could have content to talk about. If you just start a YouTube channel or a blog and you're not really an expert in anything, talk about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and yeah, you made a good point. I mean, certain things are going to take longer. Like, for example, if you've never made money online, going private label, it might work for you, but it's going to take more time to make your first dollar versus something like eBay, right? Or, thrifting a book to flip on Amazon FBA. So you got to ask yourself that question. Did you start with one thing at a time before you moved on to the next thing? Or were you doing like multiple things at once when you first got started?
For sure, I just started off with one thing, and that was eBay, because I felt like that was probably, something I was kind of already doing. And looking back at it, it's probably the easiest for someone to like first jump into, because you can make very low risks. Like you're doing the research on it. Yeah, pretty much, maybe you're spending $1 or $2 at the thrift. If this sells, you're not losing a whole lot. But I think it's just the easiest one to get into. And then I went FBA and then merch, kind of like one at a time and adding them in once I got really comfortable with one.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a natural progression, right? It's, you start with one thing and when I first started, I thought I was going to be flipping bicycles on Craigslist my whole life. Like, I literally thought that's all I was going to do. But then it leads from one thing to another. Like, did you ever think that t-shirts and selling them on Amazon when you were first flipping stuff on eBay? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Did you really think that was a possibility?
I know. I didn't even think, that's the thing. Like merch is like so new. It's like less, I think it just barely turned 2 years old. So there's a lot of, like right now is the time to get in, of course, because it's still very, very new, but there's no way I would have thought at the time, the eBay time, that something like that would come around.
It's crazy. I mean, you got to pounce on the opportunities when they come. And I can tell you right now, one of the things I really credit you towards is when the merch program came out, man, you were one of the first people to jump on that. Given you
Yeah.
are a graphic designer, so that was a good question. You ask yourself, should I join a program that is 100% aligned with what I do as a career? So, I mean, that was a smart move, but for some people, it might not have been a smart move if you don't have any experience being a graphic designer or outsourcing. But in any event,
Yeah.
let's fast forward to Merch by Amazon. What is Merch by Amazon for all the people who are listening right now?
So Merch by Amazon, it's like their 2-year-old platform, and you upload your own designs. It's like you upload it to their platform. Once Amazon sells it and offers a t-shirt design, then someone will buy it. Amazon creates the shirt, ships the shirt, and follows through with the customer service. And as of right now, there's no monthly fee, or it's not like Seller Central or anything like that. So it's pretty much like a win-win all around. When you first hear about it, you're like, okay, this costs nothing to join, and they do all the other work after you upload a design. It sounds like too good to be true, and it is kind of crazy to think about it, but I mean, it's a crazy opportunity right now.
So you're saying you come up with a design, maybe, I don't know, I'm wearing a little Express shirt, but let's just say you made
Yeah.
this design right here
Hmm.
on Canva or maybe Photoshop, right?
Uh-huh.
Or maybe you even hired someone on Fiverr for $5 or $10. So you get this design. What type of file is it? Is it PNG or?
Yeah, it's a transparent PNG file. It's pretty huge, and then you upload that up to their platform, and then now they're offering hoodies, sweatshirts. You have to, tier up to move up, which I know we're going to talk about that too, but now they're expanding off of the t-shirts. So it's just going to get insane once they start getting like phone cases and hats and who knows what else is going to come around.
Wow. So you get this design, you upload it, and then you have a listing on Amazon, right? So if somebody looked up, I don't know, Steve Raiken Express shirt, let's just pretend that's it. And then my shirt popped up. Is it on like a mannequin, or what does it look like when someone's searching on Amazon?
It's just kind of like a standard like white background, but the crazy thing is as soon as you upload it, more than likely you'll have it live, within hour or two, depending on your tier or maybe how quickly they're looking and reviewing over your ideas that are your submissions. But I mean that same day your shirt is already live.
So if I saw that shirt live, I could literally buy it. I just buy it. I just add it to my cart, just like any other item that I would buy on Amazon. And then what? Amazon will print that design. Do they have screen printing machines at their warehouse, or are they outsourcing this to a third party company?
So they have these digital printers. I forgot how much they cost. I mean, they're super pricey, and then we get them we get to practically use them for free, right? And we make our own designs. But they have, the warehouse has hoodies and sweatshirts and t-shirts, which they ran into some capacity issues during Q4. I can only imagine how crazy it was. But yeah, they do all the work. They have the digital printers running. I don't know how many they have and how many they're running per day, but then after that, they're going to ship it out to the customer, prime shipping, 2-day free shipping.
Oh,
And
wow.
then if the customer has to return it or something like that, Amazon's right there to help them do that too. So
How much money can you make off of these shirts? And I know you mentioned they just released like the hoodie and the sweatshirt program. I think you had mentioned additionally like t-shirts for most people, right? Or V-necks or different things like that. How much can you make off of a t-shirt?
let's say if like your shirt is like 17.99, you'll make like $5.49 more or less. If it's like
Profit.
profit.
Oh,
19.99, you'll
wow.
make like $7. So I mean, the royalties are there. They just went through like a royalty decrease for the new year, but even then, it was only like a small percentage anyway. I mean, the money's still there.
So once somebody buys your shirt, you have to recreate the design and upload it again, or can you just keep selling that same shirt over and over again?
Yeah, once it's in the system and as long as they buy it one time, it'll never go away. But if it doesn't sell within 60 days, Amazon will take it down and then you'll have to re-upload it. But as long as it just sells once, as far as I know, it's going to be on Amazon forever.
So for the folks listening, if you're not understanding this opportunity, you create a design, right? Obviously, we're going to talk about how to find designs that sell and more strategies in terms of how to price them and keywords and different things and titles. There's a whole bunch of different ins and outs to actually and finding one that sells, but you list it up. You obviously do your research, you find a design, you list it up. Only takes, I've done it tons of times. It takes like a minute, right? Doesn't take that long. Obviously, it takes more time to do your keyword research and stuff. And when it's live and someone purchases it, you just get paid instantly. And now that listing is up essentially forever, right? Unless Amazon changes the rule. So if it's really popular, you can sell that shirt 3, 5, 10 times a day for the next 6 months, the next year, 2 years, which makes his business model extremely scalable, right? And I think that's something that attracted you to this business because you're a busy guy running a lot of different businesses. So what do you think about the passiveness of Amazon? Is it truly a passive income, or, is it something that you have to consistently put new work in to keep it going?
It's probably the closest thing to passive income out there, because you can just leave it there and it'll keep selling. It's good to keep up with it. Of course, you're getting some fresh designs, but like I've had designs that I think one of them, it was one of my first ones. It sold earlier this week. So that was about 2 years ago, and it sold like earlier this week. So I was like, man, that's crazy. As long as it's still on there, someone will find it. And Amazon just has, their catalog is so huge. And whether you do marketing or not, which you can run AMS ads, but most of the sales are like organic sales just from Amazon being so huge.
So how many shirts do you have for sale now?
I think right now I'm at 20. Let me check real quick because I have it here, but I have 2,320 products live. Yeah, and wow. It's been kind of like up and down. Of course, like they'll delete them once they don't sell, and then you can upload more. So but for the most part, I think I've been over 2,000 for the last maybe like 10, 12 months.
Now, can anybody list that many shirts on Amazon?
When you start off with 10, and then you got to sell 10. So it could be one of each or just 10 of one design. But as long as you sell 10, you'll move up to 25, sell your 25, and then you'll move up again to 100. And then I think it's 200 after that. So you just kind of keep moving up. And that's kind of what I like about it too. Because I mean, you and I both know for like Kindle publishing, I mean, you could just go right out and start selling and put up a bunch of books, and then everything's flooded. But in this case, it's like you have to like earn your way up. So I kind of like that too.
Yeah, that is really cool. Do you have any like success stories of maybe like one of your best shirts? You don't have to tell exactly what it is or the niche, right? Because I don't want to ruin your your little jackpot shirt. But do you have any like really successful shirts that sell like 5 times a day or 10 times a day? Or do you notice that most of your shirts just kind of like trickle out in sales like here and there?
It's a little bit of both. Like if you focus on niche type of t-shirts and you kind of go deep within the niches, so like teacher or different careers, things like that, those are good to have because people will constantly just look at it, and those are the ones that kind of like sprinkle throughout. And then the ones that you're focusing on, like trends, certain months or certain, I don't know, popular things that are going on during the time. If you focus on trends, those are the ones you're going to see sell a lot quicker. So right now I have a trend one that's going on. I've sold 184 of that one shirt this month. So we got like what, 2 more weeks left. So if I can hit like 400 sales from that one shirt, then that would be awesome. But just got to keep it going with the trends and try to refresh it, once that kind of like wears out.
So this shirt that sold 184, what's the ASIN? No, I'm just kidding. So the shirt, how did you come across it? How did you find this idea without revealing what it is? And some people are going to say, why don't you reveal it? Because everyone's going to copy, and then your 184 is going to go down to like 1 every 84 days. So, how did you find this idea? What were you doing? What were you thinking?
So for this particular shirt, I use Merchant Former a lot. So Merchant Former, you can
use a software.
Software to do some research on t-shirts. You can get ideas from like bestsellers, BSNs. And so what I like to do is I would look at different designs and try to see like, how can I combine like 2 different niches? Or maybe I can change different like words or ideas to make something funnier or to make something better than some of the other ones that are already out there that maybe have potential. And maybe how can I make the design better too? And maybe change a couple of words in the slogan, and things just kind of, you have to do a lot of testing. And this one, I saw it kind of moving up in the rankings, and I was like, all right, let's see how many people now try to copy my design, either the same keywords or the same design, but change little things here and there. So when it started climbing up, at one point, I think it went up to like 12,000 bestseller rank or something in clothing. And then I think like 2 days later, I refreshed it after the search and I had like 15 pages of like of that same like idea that I had. So it went kind of crazy, and it's still selling good because I think people like the original one that was originally selling well. But yeah, that happens a lot.
What do you do when somebody starts copying your exact design, or, the market gets flooded? Is there anything that you can do to stay competitive? Is it switching up your keywords? Is it running advertisements on Amazon? Is it getting reviews?
I think your best bet would be, well, first, if it's exact copy, then you can report it to Amazon so you can get it taken down. And it's good that Amazon's kind of like, they're also taking note, or they have like, they're tracking when you're uploading it and when the next person uploads it. So that you know who did it first. So that helps.
Oh, that's good.
That. Yeah, that helps with that. But as far as like getting more attention, you can run AMS ads. Reviews will help, but it's not really guaranteed. But I think also design has like the biggest thing to do with it. Because if it's a crappy design, a lot of people are just going to overlook it. But if a design really sticks out, then I think some of the other ones, you'll get more and more eyes on it for sure.
Cool. What advice would you give to somebody who wants to start a Merch by Amazon business? Maybe they want to make an extra couple $100s a month, which I think is very realistic.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have any, skills when it comes to graphic design. They don't know Photoshop. Maybe they've never even played with Canva, which is a great like little thumbnails and stuff for YouTube and different designs. Would you recommend, if they're just getting started, outsourcing on places like Upwork or Fiverr, or is that a bad idea?
I'd probably say to try to maybe figure out some basic designs first, if you can do it yourself without maybe spending money. But if you just know nothing about it and you just don't have the time also, then yeah, then outsourcing is good for that. But I'd probably try to just figure it out first so that you know how it works. Like, how does this platform work as far as trademarks go? What can I upload and not upload? What about uploading times or keywords? How can I figure that out? Like, you have to know the process first before you can kind of, explain to somebody else. So I'd try to like play around with it first.
Yeah. So if you guys aren't following Glen Zubia, his YouTube channel is Hustler Hacks. Also him and Yang, I don't know if you guys know Yang, definitely a really good guy. They have a podcast called Merch Minds. And I know you cover all different topics, all different types of topics within the Merch by Amazon world. So go check that out. I'm going to link his YouTube channel below. I'm going to link Merch Minds podcast, and that's on iTunes, right? Mm-hmm. Stitcher, I'm sure it's everywhere. Mm-hmm. So definitely go check that out, because it's important to learn the process, because I don't know if anyone read Tim Ferriss's book, 4-Hour Workweek. He talks a lot about outsourcing and how, outsourcing is great if you know how the job works. If you have a good system, you can outsource it. But if you have a bad system, outsourcing is just going to make things worse. So you definitely got to learn the system right there. What are the biggest mistakes you see people making, Glenn, when it comes to Merch by Amazon? Some of the common mistakes, maybe some of your coaching students or people in, the Merch Minds group. What are some of the biggest newbie mistakes that people tend to make on a regular basis?
For sure. Number one, they're not reading the full, I guess I would say, terms and conditions from Amazon, because someone's going to be like, hey, can I make a Stranger Things shirt? Can I make a LeBron James shirt? And then they do, and then they submit it, and then it gets rejected automatically. And
why
like,
though?
Hey, like, what happened here? And I get these emails and these messages pretty consistently. Like, can I use, LA Lakers on my, titles and stuff? I'm like, right. No, you can't. You can't do this. You can't do that. But you have to read the full terms. I mean, it tells you everything you can and cannot do. That's like the number one newbie mistake. And the bad thing is, when you hit a certain amount of rejections too, you can get kicked off of merch, which you don't want that to happen either. And Amazon doesn't tell you how many rejections you can have before they eliminate you completely. So it's always good to eliminate. Then you're done. So you have to stay, kind of like cautious with it. Like, okay, I got a mistake here.
Yeah.
How can I fix this? Maybe I should ask somebody. Maybe I should read the terms. What should I do? That for sure is like number one, that they
Yeah.
mess up on that.
How long does it typically take for somebody to start making maybe a couple $100s a month profit if, they're putting in 10 hours a week and they're really going at it? What realistically can people expect in this business? Is it a get rich quick scheme? Is it something that takes years, like a YouTube channel or a blog? What are your thoughts on that, Glenn?
I think when I first started, I think my first payout was like $107, and I had been doing it for like a month. Of course, at the time, there wasn't a lot of competition like there is now. I would probably say you can make at least $100, maybe your third or fourth month in, if you're really consistent about it and you're constantly improving and working on designs and keywords. For sure, you can start off there, and then after that, you'll definitely see the growth, like 300, 500 a month. You'll be able to hit 800 a month or something. It's not hard if you're putting in the work and being consistent with it, for sure.
How can people sign up for the Merch by Amazon program and get started?
Merch.amazon.com, and try to sign up as soon as possible. They do have a very, very long waiting list.
Oh, they still do?
Yeah, they still do. You have to get approved to get in. The good news is once January hit, so we just got in for the new year, they started letting more people in, and they didn't let people in for maybe a couple of months because of the whole capacity issue. But now they're letting people in, so it's a lot better now. Sign up. I've seen people get in within 2 or 3 months. The longest I've had someone wait was a year. So I don't really know. It's in between.
Cool, man. Awesome. And I know you guys have yourself and Yong, your partner over at Merch Minds. I know you guys have a coaching program to do with Merch by Amazon. Obviously, I'm not affiliated with it, but I know you guys are great guys and you've been doing a good job. So can you tell people about that coaching program for anyone who wants to kind of fast track their success?
Yeah, if you like just got in and you have like you don't really know what's going on at all and you want to just take it one-on-one, like me or Yang can meet with you one-on-one through Skype. We'll go as long as possible. It's just like a one session one-on-one, and we'll go through keywords, design, certain things you should or shouldn't do, how to maybe like outsource, or even if you want to do designs yourself, we can talk about that too. We literally go step by step on what you want to learn, and you could, yeah, for sure fast track that whole thing. So it's $497. You get one full session with us. I think the longest session I had was maybe like 5 or 6 hours, but we ran through, yeah, the whole thing. And like, you want to make money here. This is how you start off. This is where you need to go. This is what you need to do. Because there's a lot of free content out there. We do it every single week with the podcast, Merch Minds. But I get it. Some people just want to learn now. And if they do want to outsource, then hey, learn it all at once. And then you can start, maybe outsourcing that and building it up. So
cool, man. Awesome. Any new plans for 2018 with your merch business? Anything, any goals you have for that business?
I'm just trying to add more, I guess, like diverse products. So now that we are able to do sweatshirts and hoodies, I'm trying to add more and more. I think it's also key to add variations to your regular shirts you already have. So if you have a, I don't know, like white t-shirt with a black graphic, now you should definitely upload the opposite. So now you have a white graphic on a different color t-shirts. So add those variations, and then you can add that color to premium t-shirts. Now you can add those on there, and now you could add that same design, long sleeve sweatshirts and hoodies, and just keep on that. Even though it's the same design, people might want it in a different variation. So you just keep on different variations for each.
Man, it's so exciting. Like how many different opportunities are out there, and like, it's just crazy. Merch by Amazon, definitely a cool program. I do Merch by Amazon. I've been doing it for over a year. Got my mother doing it. Definitely go sign up. Merch by Amazon. It's free to get started and sign up. If you have any graphic design skills, you don't really need any money at all to get this business started. But definitely check out the Merch Minds podcast. Check out Hustler Hacks on YouTube. I know, Glenn, you're going to be speaking in March at the Reseller Fam conference, right? Is it 10K on the Bay? Is he running that?
Yeah, so 10K in the Bay, he has that. It's going to be in March, and just different people are covering different topics. So I'm going to be talking about Merch by Amazon, but I'm going to be giving like a personal like workshop to it. So if that's something that people want to do, yeah, I'm going to be doing that. And we have a couple of other people talking about eBay, Poshmark, and just different platforms that people are doing well on. So that'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
So many opportunities out there for you guys. So go out there and crush it. That's what this channel is all about, bringing you guys all the different opportunities, whether it's eBay or Amazon or wholesale or private label or merch. You guys got the information. Go out there and crush it. Glen, thank you so much for coming on episode number 33 of the Raiken Profit Show. Hustler hacks, merch minds. Any final words you have for the folks?
Probably just say sign up immediately. Stay patient with it. And once you get in, that's like half the battle. But once you're in, definitely start working on it, adding shirts immediately. It's a great opportunity, and it's never too late to just join right now.
Awesome, man. Thanks again for all your time, man. Hopefully you have an amazing 2018 and keep up the good work, Glen. Thanks for your time.
Hey, thanks for having me.